Hey, we are back. We're going to make it happen. It's been a couple weeks. Sean is not here. We've got Bill and Lance, and we've got 4 albums we're going to talk about. And should we get to them? What have you guys been listening to lately? Anything you want to talk about?
Who's Joe Jackson?
I've been listening to the new Joe Jackson album. Just saw him play Paramount almost a week ago now. And it was a fantastic show. This album, what's it called? Hope and Fury, is back to kind of what most people would think of as Joe Jackson, like a night and day kind of sound, Latin percussion, etc. But
Did that album before the Boxer one sound like that? Before the Boxer one?
yes, Fool. He played
Yeah.
a couple of songs from Fool. That's another. I'm a big Joe Jackson fan.
Was Graham Maybe with them?
Graham maybe was there. Indeed.
He's like one of my all-time favorite bass players.
I think with the exception of when he went to play guitar with Marshall Crenshaw briefly, he's been there. So, yeah,
Oh.
and he even has a book out. I saw something about
Yeah.
that the other day. I thought Graham maybe has a book. That might be an interesting read.
Now I've worn out the first 2 Joe Jackson albums, and then the last one I bought was Big Worlds, and that's been a long time. But I would go see Joe Jackson second, and that was like one of the last shows, or the last show at the Paramount before they shut it down
Right.
for remodeling.
Right.
Yes, and as I said earlier, I saw the Big World Tour to Astroworld.
Oh, you know what's the best show I saw at Astroworld? Was that the best show you saw at Astroworld? Because we're all from
Mine might have
Houston.
been, it might have been the Eurythmics with Klemberg drumming.
Oh, okay. Now I saw a Squeeze with the Hooters opening in like 1985.
I saw that too.
Oh man, we were both there. Anyway, that was great, wasn't it?
Look, the best thing about I lived in Houston. I lived in Houston back in a time when there were 2 record stores at the Galleria,
Yeah.
and we would get promo tickets sometimes.
Yeah,
and I'd get one time we got Jimmy Buffett tickets for Astroworld. I'm like, I don't want to see Jimmy Buffett, but you can go do the rides.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, but Squeeze and the Jules Holland was still with the Squeeze because I've seen.
Envious of that show.
Oh yeah.
Was this after Jules
I had to
had
have
come
seen
back, or when he
The
was still?
Squeeze had broken up, and the not just
They did
for a
the
few
Different
years. They
Until
did
Brook
Different
album.
Until Brook,
Yeah.
and then they did an album. They were touring an album called Cosi Fan Tutti
Right.
Frutti.
I remember that was
Which
I think the last one I bought.
It had a song that they were trying to make a hit called Last Time Forever that really never was a hit. And then the next album had like the hit on it, right?
You know, I just realized
Uh-huh.
I saw the Hooters open for something else.
Oh, really?
Because I know I saw them. They're horrible.
Well,
I think
okay,
I ate
I'm
at
gonna
Hooters
admit
once.
it. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. You know, it was 1985. I used to play the cassette of Nervous Night. You know, sometimes.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
and when I worked at Sound Warehouse, they made a deal with Epic Records where you had to
Yeah.
play they had to play their record in between every 5
Uh-huh.
records, and it went in rotation. The only thing that good out of that was
Oh.
the Second Till Tuesday record, which I
Welcome
Home I memorized because that. But the other one of them was the Hooters, not the hit one, the one after.
The one after it.
Yeah, so
oh yeah.
That's why I don't like the Hooters.
So the Joe Jackson show was awesome.
Yes.
And if you've been listening to anything on your own, just this not a sign. The big
Assigned.
the signs listening. I'll tell you. I'll break it up so you don't have to think about it. It's kind of like I didn't want to
I came
admit it.
unprepared. I was late.
It's all good. I've been fixated on this album that everyone's heard, Get Nervous by Pat Benatar. I just listened to it like fucking 30 times in a row. It starts off with Shadows of the Night. It's got Little Too Little, Little Too Late on it. And there's
great
like fucking 6 songs on it that sound like you could plug them into any fucking K-Tel comp from 1982 or 3 and they're
Yeah.
just gonna sound perfect, you know?
They're good pop songs.
Michelle
You know,
Uh-huh.
and she's got
Michelle
a great
sort of
voice.
started this, like going back and looking at we were watching videos on
Uh-huh.
YouTube one day. We went through a lot of the Pat Benatar catalog, just video wise.
Uh-huh.
Good
Well,
stuff.
I went and bought a copy of Hard Promises because I was really enjoying Get Nervous so much, you know. Anyway, I'm not gonna say the whole. You know what? It's one of those like 80s like Shake It Up sequencing. The first side is solid, and the first song on the second side is a hit, you know, and then the very last song on the album is pretty good too.
I didn't know we were talking old records. One I had them playing over and over again is Strangler's Feline.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Now, what's the most well-known song on that?
That's the
European female.
the Golden.
Maybe?
Well,
Golden Brown.
I had the
on
American. There's different.
Oh,
I had the
okay.
American.
Did they put Golden Brown on the American one?
Yes.
They did? Okay.
So
Yeah, I was always buying the imports of those, so I know that from Lawfully. But
is that in your snob area?
What?
I had this
When you were
12-inch
snob,
that had, what I would love, I had this 12-inch that had live versions of, what is it, Midnight Summer Dream and European Female medley together.
Yeah.
And I played that to death. I loved it when they would go from Midnight Summer Dream just straight into European Females.
Which is the beauty of when CD deluxe reissues came out, because they would slap all those on the second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bonus track. I'm sure I have it now on the bonus track of Feline or something. Yeah.
Okay, so we have 4 albums we're going to talk about today, so I'm just going to go at random. Is that cool with you guys?
I just wanted to say, retract. Lance,
Yes, Professor.
Lance was never a snob.
Oh, I was. What was your snobbiest year of listening to music?
Oh, definitely high school in my 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was horrible. I don't like to talk about it.
Oh, yeah? Like, what year would this have peaked out in? 1985 or something?
I was so bad
Uh-huh.
that I had to rediscover reg rock.
Oh, yeah, When you go back and be like, oh, Judas Priest has 5 good albums. Yeah. You never went through a super snob phase.
I was going to say all of them, but every year, I don't know out of it, really, Ask any of my friends.
Okay. I'm going to say, like, when the fucking Motards were really going strong, like 93, 94, 95, I feel like I was so invested in what I was doing stylistically that if you were doing rock and roll and not following my rules, I was just like, I felt morally against it somehow, which is stupid. And now that I'm a more mature person, I realize if everyone was doing exactly what I was doing.
Yeah, but you were always nice.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You were nice with your snobbery.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm not going to be. I might. You know what they say, the worst insult you can give a band is like, man, they're some really nice guys, right?
It looks like you're having a good time.
Yeah, it looks like you're having a good time. Well, I'm not going to be rude to anybody, but like...
Well, it's like now, y'all know my prog proclivities, and it's just like, now I'm just finding it, which I guess I could bring up this book too, but anyway, I just find it interesting now how many people I know in the music scene are all like, yeah, I used to listen to early Genesis, I just never said anything back then, like everybody's just kind of like, was quietly
Lance, what do you think about this blank
embarrassed,
statement? Prog rock is not rock and roll.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Rules are just made to be
By
broken.
whose rules, man?
Are made to be broken.
Well, no, what I was trying to say is if everyone was doing exactly what I was doing, my shit would be the most boring shit ever, right? So I'm glad they're not doing what I'm doing now at this point,
Oh, personally, I think that like when you see those ads that people put in Craigslist or whatever for a band, and they always say like must be into. And it's like 3 or 4 bands that all sound the same. Yeah. And I think, okay, you're going to get a real like third-rate version of bands of that.
Yeah.
It's better to just get,
Mold
people together that are like, I'm into this, I'm into polka, I'm into salsa, whatever. And you put it all together and just see what comes out. It might work, it might not, but it's going to definitely be interesting.
I've had a thing the last 20 years, it's like a superstition sort of, where it's like, it's bad luck. If I'm going to jam with someone, it's bad luck to talk about what we're going to sound like. The only thing to do is start playing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Well, Toby, I guess that means we are going to join. We are going to join Lance's prog band.
Pardon me, I'll be cleaning Toby's couch.
You're breaking it in.
I'm sorry, man. I should have taken your offer for some coffee. You want to get your pancakes, Bill?
Oh, all right, what's first?
We're denying Bill his pancakes right now.
So,
Probably a good thing.
This album, John Spencer, Songs of Personal Loss and Protest. What an ironic title. This is like a party album, you know? I said the title, I thought it was going to be fucking like a Leonard Cohen style bummer, which of course John Spencer would never do to us. But,
Speaking of prog, who's a Pussy Galore fan?
I like Pussy Galore. I'm going to say my fandom of John Spencer peaks out at the Extra Width album. But okay, so I've got Sugar Shit Sharp, but man, the album I played the most that he did was Extra Width.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, you too?
Well, I like the Pussy Galore stuff.
Is
though.
that the one that had the silver? What's the one
that's called
94,
Orange?
Orange. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one. I
The green
remember
one's
somewhat
Extra
the
Width.
most. Okay.
Are you good with that? Sorry, is all that shit?
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
good,
fine
good,
for right
good.
now.
Okay.
We'll discuss the lawsuit later.
So anyway, Orange. I thought it was a step down. So we used to get in an argument with motards where when we started playing, in like 93, 94, John Spencer, Blues Explosion was fresh, and that was something we were all listening to. And everyone else preferred the first album that had the other version called Crypt Style, because Crypt also put it out.
Yeah.
And that was way more raw, but like for me, just the extra instrumentation and stuff they were putting in on the Extra Width, I thought that album was so great.
That would be the closest to their commercial.
Well, Orange actually had like the video for Bell Bottoms with like Beck and I think that was their commercial peak right there.
Yeah, that's the one I remember the most. I just remember hearing it like all the time everywhere I went.
Well, Extra Width would be their Goo. And then the album after that is when they had a big hit.
Well,
Sonic Youth.
Were you at this show? You might have been there too at Emo's, and it was Jesus Lizard, and they were coming around to tour Liar, and that had just come out, and the Blues Explosion opened the show. It was a free show, and like I don't think the Blues Explosion had played Austin before. It was definitely for the first album. And people were like, yeah, this dude used to be in Pussy Galore, but at that point I didn't know anything about it. And they came out and just slayed it. That's to this day one of the most maybe the top opening act I've ever seen. You know, because I didn't know I'd seen Jesus Lizard before. But I was like, oh, they're gonna have to start hard, you know. I mean, they're an incredible live act.
Even though you're kind of disappointed in Orange, live they were still killer.
Oh no, I'm not. You know what? Everyone thinks Orange is a better album. For me, I just
no, I stepped off, just like you.
You did? Yeah. And I actually had a couple of their later ones that I thought were just all right.
Last one was okay. Right before this?
But that wasn't Blues Explosion. I'm talking about later blues. They had one called Rag and Bone that I had, and there was one called Acme. I even saw them later on when I was working for the ticket company in the late 80s, and they had, I was glad I went because T-Model Ford opened up, you know, and that was outside at Stubbs. And that was cool, but it didn't have nearly the same excitement
Did you like the R.L. Burnside with the Blues Explosion?
Yeah, man, I was lucky I got to see R.L. Burnside at Lozona Rosa. That was so good.
It is really good.
So
There's
good.
some R.L. Burnside people mad about that, but I'm like, you know what? Shut up.
It's getting him out to a wider audience. Yeah. Anyway, so I did like the last one. The last one had Bob Burt. I'm forgetting the title of the album, but Bob Burt was on it, and he was like banging on like trash cans or something, and it was good. But I gotta say, I like this album. This might be my favorite thing since Extra Width, you know? And I gotta say, one thing that for me definitely has over the Blues Explosion is it got fucking kick-ass bass playing on it, you know? Yeah. So, did y'all feel the same way about this record? How are y'all on this one?
I freaking loved it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm the same age as him.
Oh, it's John Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
so he's younger than I am. That's what you're saying here.
Older than me. I'm the baby on this one.
I'm no ageist, Lance.
So we've got John Spencer, Kendall Wind on bass, vocals, guitar, piano, organ, and Mackie Spider Bowman on drums, vocals, percussion. Now, the year before last, I think this is the band that played at Goner Fest, but I had gotten 1 hour of sleep in the 24 hours before that. I had come straight from work and flown into Memphis, and I didn't have any energy because it got so
Did they do
packed.
Afro? They didn't wake you up?
I didn't see it. First off, you could hardly get in the room because it was raining and they'd moved it inside.
Oh, okay.
And I'd watched a bunch of bands, but I was about to faint. And like once John Spencer came on, like you could hardly get in the room. And it was now like 1 a.m. And I was like, I can't make it. But I wish I had seen this.
Have they been back town yet for this yet?
No,
I'll see them.
I would go see this. So, did you have any songs that stood out to you on this? You liked it? What do you think of this?
I liked it. I mean, I'm not as well versed in the John Spencer verse as you guys might be. And I was actually going to ask what's the difference between John Spencer and John Spencer Blues Explosion. Well, I guess that's a name
that's a good question.
He hasn't used for a while.
Blues Explosion was the same three guys, and there was no bass. It was two guitars.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah.
Judah Bauer and what's the?
That's
drums,
okay. Now that's coming back. Anyway, I like the album a lot. I mean, it just to me it almost sounded like what I remember of John Spencer Blues Explosion, except this is a full band more with the bass, and yeah, I liked it. It's kind of there's a touch of like what he does. There's a touch of ADHD about it that I like a lot. Like things are never stale. They're just like if it's doing this for the first 16 bars, it's going to do this for the next 16 bars or something. Again, but it all feels organic.
Yeah,
that's a great way to describe it. ADHD.
Yeah, I mean it sounds kind of.
That explains a lot about it. If that's
okay.
It's
so,
ADHD rock, kids.
You know what I keep thinking about is I feel like Jack White owes John Spencer a little bit of creative debt. And it'd be one of those things where it's like, maybe you should take him out on tour, open. You know what I mean? Or would that be too much of the same thing? You know what I mean? Not just saying.
Well, just as a sign of respect, sure.
I bet there's a mutual appreciation society.
But for all the people, I'm not trying to start shit, but Jack White, is really great about promoting older bands, but I haven't really seen. This is one act I haven't seen in that universe yet, but which I think, and then Jack White points to Flat Duo Jets, which, I mean, you would also, I could see that, but really, John Spencer. Anyway,
Pussy Galore did Exile in Main Street, the whole album.
Yeah.
Jack White would appreciate that. It's like, these probably appreciate him somehow.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I always think about is the shtick too similar? Anyway, I love this album. This would probably be in about number 8 for me or whatever.
It's really
at the
good.
end of the year. And songs I liked, Knock 'em. First off, I like the whole thing. I like Mr. Lion a lot. Has some sick bass playing, and I like Knock 'em Out a lot. It's got good female vocals, backup vocals too. It's a good time record. It's almost like rapping through a lot of the songs.
There's a newfound energy with this.
Good time record. I think that's a perfect description of what it is. You're not going to be bummed out listening to this album at all. It's just kind of get you going. I can see you, putting it on, and hey, I suddenly feel like tackling that project I put off for years or something.
And he's not embarrassing himself. He's acting his age.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you listen to the bonus track Afro? He's like a he's like all right. He does that all. He's doing that now, but he's doing it at age 61. And it still sounds good. That could sound bad.
There's a lot of he'll borrow half a line from this and that. It's like a reference, and he references at one point Emotional Rescue by
Emotional Rescue.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Which I love Rolling Stones disco, Eric, but that's That's actually the album I started paying attention to them on.
That's my first
like
Stones record when it came out that I bought. Was
that
album.
What a cool song. I love that song, Emotional Rescue. I'm sorry. I love the disco stuff. Anyway, so we're all giving this a thumbs up. We like John Spencer, Songs of Personal Loss and Protest.
Yeah, that is, you're right. That's a very funny title for this album because, it's not at all like, okay, here's another song about somebody who died. No, not at all, you know.
Another favorite title I have of his is Now I Got Worry.
Oh, yeah, that was the fourth one.
That's a really good title.
All right, so coming up, let's go to this one. No, let's do it. All right. We got the new album. I don't know how many. We're getting into some bands that have had everybody's had a lot of albums from here on out. So here's the new album by the Norwegian band Darkthrone called Prehistoric Metal. I have now Darkthrone has been putting out albums since '91, and they were kind of on the ground floor of helping invent black metal, and like this album, Ablaze in the Northern Sky, like this is like one of the more traditional black metal albums, and they must
what's the definition of black metal?
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you, because I was looking at their page on Wikipedia. I was a little uninformed, and I saw that their first album, and it says this on Wikipedia, is their only death metal album.
No,
and I'm kind of like, okay, there's death metal, black metal. This is going to be like, I get this way about the Billies. Like, what's the difference between psychobilly and rockabilly? So anyway,
any true metalheads out there, my apologies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Please explain, Toby.
Okay. I'm gonna preface this by saying judge away. I'm actually more of a death metal fan than a black metal fan.
Well, since we don't know the difference,
so black death metal is bands like Cannibal Corpse, Suffocation. We're gonna get into a lot of Cookie Monster vocals. There's gonna be some parts where you're gonna want to start a mosh pit, you know, and. Who else is a big death metal band?
Is Morbid Angel in there? Or
Morbid Angel, death metal. Black metal tends to be more lo-fi. We're gonna get into some screechy vocals up in the witchy screechy range. You know,
it's not as Cookie Monster.
Yeah, because this is definitely lower 5 for sure in terms of the metal world.
The new one. I don't want to confuse it. So. Basically, when I talk to black metal fan purists, they quit paying attention to Darkthrone about the time I started listening to Darkthrone. Okay. So I picked up with the album Circle the Wagons that came out in 2010. John Motard totally got me hip to Darkthrone. I was sitting at home being a dad.
So it's his fault.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not it. But anyway. He was like, man, this band, you know, all the black metal fans are pissed because, like, they just started trying to sound like Bad Brains and Black Flag, you know, instead. And the thing is, they quit doing shows in, like, 96. So the 3 or 4 albums they did after the first album kind of helped define black metal. And then they just kept getting weirder and weirder. They quit doing shows. They put out an album like once a year, and each one they just get further and further into their own thing.
They're tied in with that documentary where that guy killed someone.
Yes.
What band was that?
Was that Burzum?
Burzum. Okay. That's black metal.
That's black metal. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they were in that scene, and Fenriz gets interviewed a lot. He's on the train on that thing.
Which, by the way, that's the drummer.
Yeah, and
this is the singer.
Yeah, Nocturnal Culture. So
that guy's the drummer.
So they played one show since '96. They didn't play the show. Nocturno Culto played a show which headlined Vakken Festival in like the very early 2000s, where he did a set backed up by the band 1349. Playing all Darkthrone songs, but there hasn't been a Darkthrone show since like 96, but yeah, they have kept going. They both have regular jobs. In that documentary you're talking about with the light, whatever it's called, Fenriz works in the post office, you know, and they visit the drum shop closest to his house, and the people don't know who he is because he hasn't bought new drum equipment in 18 years because it's so cool. He says, I'm exactly as good as the kind of music, the kind of drumming I enjoy listening to, so I'm not going to play unless I'm recording, you know, and I mean, that doesn't
This
take
kind of sounds like you.
No, I practice all the time. But dude, if you have to practice just to stay
I just saw an opening there.
No. You have to practice just to stay the same level. And do you find that?
There was some jazz musician I heard quoted recently who said something like he just didn't want to leave any performance anywhere except on the stage. So that's the only time he was going to play. I forget who it was. Anyway,
if I was playing that much, because I'm pretty part-time, if I was playing 4 gigs a week, I probably wouldn't be practicing.
I will say this about black metal. It's like, you know, a melody guy.
Yeah.
And you know, couldn't hear the lyrics and stuff, but Keith Palumbo, he described it to me perfectly. He's like, it's an energy thing. Like, I mean, if you go to it starting out that way, it's like, okay, then you appreciate the energy thing. And this is Baby's first death metal record to really focus on and listen to.
Black metal.
Black metal
but
records. But my thing, I read the lyrics. Which, personal rule is like, you should always just listen to the record first. Then go back and listen to the lyrics. But I did full on lyrics reading the whole time, and I really enjoyed it.
Good.
It's just like poetry. Because all there's like the guitar riffing is just, it changes. There's kind of no method to it. Like, so weird.
Well, a lot of like classic black metal, they'll have these endings to the song that just seem like the tape was just spliced, you know? Like I saw Immortal, and they'll have like these 6 minute songs that just seem to end so randomly, you know? They all just stop at the same time, you know?
I mean, there's a couple of songs on here that I noticed there's like 4 changes.
Yeah,
and they made no sense. Like, there's no bridge, chorus, verse. There are some choruses in some of these, most of these, but
did you have a favorite song? How did you feel about this?
I'm still on the fence about all of it. It was very just, I don't know if I can even say that much. I do know that the vocals started to kind of annoy me after a while because they were recorded the same way through the entire album, where there's a lot of reverb and just not a lot of presence to it.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that's, I thought, wow, the whole album's going to be like this, isn't it?
You can hear his accent too. I'd almost like to hear it in Norwegian instead of English.
But I don't mean to sound negative about it. I did enjoy it. The drum sound was really bizarre too. I thought that snare sound was like, you know, I couldn't really tell if that was a snare drum or if he was like had taken a small box, and just taped it up a bunch and was hitting that, you know.
Well, he said he hadn't bought new drum equipment in 18 years.
18 years, it might be that, you know.
Well, and that movie's now like 15 years old.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember seeing that.
Well, Fenriz, the drummer's the one who wouldn't play the show. They had to get a backup band. Like, I really dug the opening tracks. They Found One of My Graves. Which
is a great title. They found one of my graves. Did I cause the graves or my personal graves?
Siberian Thaw gets into a little bit of a Black Sabbath kind of thing, you know, and
I feel like a lot of changes.
Yeah, like,
and the way the lyrics are written, they're not like they're not within the song. Like, the change starts here, and he's still. It was very bizarre for me, and I freaking loved it. I love this album. Does it make me want to listen to more black metal? Maybe not, but
I could point you, if you were to listen to more.
I listened to this. I went down the rabbit hole.
Oh, you did listen to that?
I did like this.
And what year is that album?
This is 91.
So that's the death metal album?
No, I guess the first one came out in '90, so this is their second album.
Oh,
right. Okay, yeah. It's not the
That's the first black metal album.
The death metal album is called Soulside Journey.
Okay.
Right. Now, if I was to steer you towards other Darkthrone albums that I really like the one called Old Star that came out maybe 4 years ago. I liked Circle the Wagons because that's probably the first one I listened to. And
what about other bands? Burzum, Mayhem, any of them?
At this point, nobody's really fucking.
You like Immortal?
I like Immortal. Sure, Immortal split into two groups. Immortal's still around, and then their main singer Abath is still doing solo albums.
That's right.
And so the first, they probably should get back together. I can't claim to be an expert, but their first set of albums apart were surprisingly good. But I did see Immortal when Abath was still in the band. Okay. They played San Antonio, and they did a tour that they hadn't been to the U.S. since '94 or whatever, and they had 3 dates. It was Chicago, Denver, San Antonio, and they packed big warehouse place, and I mean, it was awesome.
Say this: I don't know anything about black metal, but I am an expert on this album.
Yeah. What songs did you like? What did you like on it?
Definitely the first song. I definitely liked Eat
Your Pride.
Eat Pride was really stand out for me.
Man, maybe I should read some lyrics. Let's read Eat Your Pride. Year of two winners, simmering avenues of fear. One nation under hell dispersed the congregation. Eat your pride. Declaration of penance, stirring the Geddon. The scenic route to cruelty through my milestone graveyard. Songs from the shadow of yourself, brandishing unhinged rage, tripping the dark fantastic with a heavy heart. Eat your pride.
These are the kind of lyrics that we can expect from Lance and our prog band.
By the way, if any of my Swedish friends are watching, I apologize, I'm trying.
So, all right. So, no, God, there was one other I was going to throw your way. God, the last bunch of Darkthrone albums, I buy every one that comes out. And I have them all stashed somewhere up there, and I was looking for them all morning, and I was only able to find a couple. But anyway.
Are you not alphabetized?
No. I was chronologically ordered, and I was trying to do it for a while, but, man, I got out of it. Okay, so what do we talk? Okay, let's go in order. No one can come after Ex-Beatles, so let's go with this one. Guided by Voices.
Bill
puts their 40th album out called Crawl Space of the Pantheon.
Is it really their 40th?
Yes.
And Pollard's 100 and something.
Okay, so here was the trade-off. If we got to talk about this, then we got to talk about this, right?
Yes.
So,
I enjoyed my trade-off. I learned a lesson.
We should do more.
I enjoyed this record.
Yeah, we should do more because I enjoyed this. I only really knew one Guided by Voices album, Alien Lands from '93, and so I really it took me a second to get my head around this one, but it was a rewarding listen upon repeated listens.
He's a big prog rock fan. Pollard.
Oh.
He likes the Peter Gabriel era Genesis. You can hear it on his early albums. That's what's crazy about him. Pollard, yeah.
You know who I used to talk about Landlines Down on Broadway with, who was a big fan of that, was Mike Carroll from Poison 13.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
And that's his age bracket, right?
I know David Yao's a big Yes fan, so there you
go. Rest in peace,
That's
Mike.
interesting because I don't hear it.
Not in this.
Yeah, okay.
Again, album number 6 or something.
Okay. Okay, I need to go back and check out something because I did listen to this, but yeah.
You know what? I feel like a great description of this, of Guided by Voices sound, as in this album, and what it was reminding me of, is in the second song, Out With The Theory. It says something like, we formed a Cheap Trick cover band and we wanted to record in Mitch Easter's garage.
Yeah.
Right? And, that's what I'm getting from it. It's like, I was thinking of like, Cheap Trick. Melodically, there's a definite Beatlesy Kinks thing going on through a Midwestern filter. And, also, I liked that, I think in the fact that it is a 40th album from, like, who does that, is that there's a degree of experimentalism going on. It's like, well, we haven't done a bridge like this yet, you know? Kind of like, there's just songs like, there's things like, okay, we're going to just go out on the bridge on this song, you know, or just different, like, things. So it's like, you would try after you've done fucking everything else. You know what I mean? I was really getting that feeling listening.
Master of songcraft.
And I'm a big fan of like, what do you do to keep it fresh on your fucking 18th album, on your 22nd album, you know? And like, I know not everybody's on board for that, but I think it's fascinating. And I know you're even more like that than I am. But is a place to jump back in with Guided by Voices. I think this is a pretty great album, you know.
This particular band is happens a lot, but this has been together longer than the original ones were before they broke up. Like the Alien Lane band.
Yeah.
This band, they started kind of when he brought Guided by Voices back, and they're solid, tight, man.
Now, I was trying to watch a ranking of the albums, and there was a point where he got the original band back together for like a
Matador
few albums.
reunion show. Yeah, yes, when he first came back. Tobin Sprout was on a
couple. So what you're saying is there's two Guided by Voices. It's really...
There's definitely different periods, because the first one, he's doing a lot of sampling and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like, just splicing shit together. He's like an idea guy, just takes all these things and splices them together like the William Burroughs cut up thing.
Yeah.
But he's just a pop guy, man. He's obsessed with English bands from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And one of the key interviews things I read with him about writing lyrics is he doesn't use I and me.
Right.
And that kind of makes sense why the songs are more interesting. They kind of there's so many different layers you can read into it. It's really obscure and abstract stuff. And this is probably his most biographical one. That Cheap Trick thing and the Mitch Easter thing, I mean, I'm sure they were thinking that headspace, because those first Guided by Voices records do sound like R.E.M.
Yeah.
Parallel Worlds. Just...
Can I ask a question as a complete novice? Is Guided by Voices then not less of a band and more like this guy's project?
Robert Pollard is basically Guided by Voices.
He's the only
He's the main guy. But yes,
I apologize for not having looked that up. But yeah, thanks for the clarification.
But I mean, there's people on this album who've been on how many albums? Like this crew.
Doug Gillard, the guitarist, is the secret weapon for Pollard.
And he has another band that's like his band, right? Or no, he's mostly in Guided by Voices.
I'm so embarrassed, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
He's an Ohio band, and if I say I'm sorry, Doug Gillard.
I feel less uninformed now. Thank you, Bill.
So
this is my Zappa. Like you could talk circles about all the Zappa period and all the records. I can do this about.
Well, he's got Bobby Bear Jr. on here. I've seen Bear Jr. Right? Is he a regular?
He's been the last 20 albums.
20 albums?
Okay. No, the last, seriously, the last 15 maybe.
Right.
They've been pumping him out.
So, like, Kevin March has been with the band on drums for a long time, right? Like 20 albums or something, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, probably more than... to a point where like whoever's on this album might be on more album than the original crew by far, right?
Definitely.
Okay, yeah. That's like a weird point.
Death of Samantha.
Oh, really?
That's Doug Gillard.
Doug Gillard was in Death of Samantha?
Right? Yes.
Yeah, that's okay. So, they get covered a lot. My buddy Eric Davidson.
And they're Ohio, right?
Eric who sings for New Bomb Turks. Okay. That was his favorite band growing up in like high school was Death of Samantha. They
so proud of myself for remembering that without wikiing it.
Wow.
Going to your phone. Well, 40 albums. Now I know what motivates King Gizzard.
But Pollard solo albums and side project, it's like 100 something.
Jesus.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Total with Glee.
Yeah. Come on. Catch up, King Gizzard.
Well, man, they seem to. I mean, he
is someone that I enjoy reading the lyrics. It's like, and there's a lot of crazy fans like me.
Now he was a teacher,
oh, what's he going to talk about next? What story are we going to go now? You just really get into it.
Was he an English teacher?
Yes.
So, because it comes off as pretty
with
literary.
a photographic memory.
Yeah.
I've seen him like, how does he remember these words?
So he's more a storyteller. You said no first person lyrics. Is like he's.
Yes, some kind of weird abstract poetry.
He can really set a scene. I don't know if it has
I'm
a
big
beginning,
fan
middle,
of the narrative type thing rather than the first person.
You know what
lyrics.
I've done is I've written songs about myself, but I make it to where like it seems like I'm talking to someone else.
That's the most successful way to do it.
And but the thing is, like, people in my band thought I wrote a nasty song about them, And I was like, that's not about you, it's about
you shouldn't
me.
have bought that bass. You should have.
Yeah. I try not to be too specific. John got his feelings hurt. We have a song. He's like, God, I thought you were like, like writing a song. Anyway, he thought the song was about him and he was singing it. And as he's singing it, I'm like, no, that's like, I'm writing to myself like 15 years ago or whatever, which I think is a good device, like. Anyway.
I would have never gotten that dumb tattoo.
No, not like that. Just like, if you could talk to yourself, at any point, what would you say? Like, or whatever.
I'd be too shy.
Oh. But you don't have to make it that like preachy, I mean. But
abstract's the way to go.
Yeah. Well, I like where they like it seems like he sets a scene that kind of puts a picture in your head and maybe slightly curious about the details.
Yeah, and actually, I sent you that Weed King song. Did you get to listen to that?
I did not listen to Weed King.
That's a guy who voices. It's old. Well, I'll send it again, but that's an example of him kind of aping the English Genesis 70s kind of sounding.
Right.
And Weed King is the lyrics are great.
Okay.
And it's not about a specific person. And then in the end, you think it's about a guy that sells weed, maybe.
Okay, so where are you?
Well, that was what I thought right off.
I mean, if I was going to compare this to shit I've been listening to on my own, is I've kind of dug the fucking last 15 years worth of Dinosaur Jr. albums.
I need to listen to those. Yeah.
Did you listen to when they got back together, like those albums? Like the
they were
first
kind of
handful.
samey sounding, so it sounds like me like they're worth listening to.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I didn't keep up with them, no.
No, I did, and I actually kind of preferred those. I always like people's mature or later work, but
that's what this is. Like, like they start out doing cut up stuff and they got panned for bad production. And I'm like, I can hear the song in the bad production. That's their thing. When they were part of that bad production, like Pavement was on their first album.
They were very lo-fi.
The lo-fi thing, right? But then, like, all these albums are just solid. He demos them. The band's so pro. They lay it down. And he's also about perpetual change. Like, always trying to start it with a bridge. End it with a bridge.
Yeah.
No bridge. 1 minute song. Like, always keeps it fresh that way.
I play with a guy who writes that way. Brant.
Oh, yeah.
Brant very much writes that way, yeah. I love his songwriting style because it's just like he might start with the bridge and go to the chorus, and then go, it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Big fan of it.
To me, bottom line is, I like his lyrics, and the songcraft to me is just amazing. I'm definitely, I talk about Bridges all the time. He's the master.
There's some good, and there's one, and I can't remember which song it is. It might be, man, there's one where it ends on the bridge and they just like slow it down at the end. Where I'm just like, well, you're gonna have to do that at some point too if you're doing everything, you know. I really liked Dagon's Plunger. I like the opening track, Lost in the Sun is awesome.
Yeah.
The second one, Out with the Theory, that I quoted earlier, starts with a riff that halfway sounds like it's gonna be fucking Flagpole Sitter by Harvey Danger, and then turns into something infinitely cooler than that. But for a second, I'm like, uh-oh, you know, and then, but it turns out being so well orchestrated where like the drums don't even come in until like a minute and a half into the song or whatever. And then I liked, and then the one they released, I believe first, is We Outlast Them All, which if I was going to go see them live, that would be the song I would most expect to hear, right?
Yeah, he can write an anthem like that.
Yeah, which, that's a great song. I would totally be bummed if they didn't play that and Lost in the Sun. I really like the song Dagon's Plunger. Anyway, so did you have any standout tracks?
I mean, the opening track is killer.
It's so good.
It's really good.
I like the way it kind of starts on two chords, like it's not the opening chord, but he's got some feedbacky other chord for like half a second. I don't know. It's well written, well recorded.
I think like you kind of, this is your first time, Lance. Like repeated listens.
Guided by Virgin.
Well, I'm just like repeated listens. I mean, with anything, but this particular, like, then you hear the method to his madness with the changes, and you appreciate him more.
I gotta admit, I wouldn't have made it as far into it with the listening if it wasn't like a sign and I wasn't going to have to talk about it. But it was one of those things.
It sounds samey at first.
It gets less samey the more you delve into it.
Yeah, there was one song that it was either fourth or fifth song that kind of started different. It kind of started with this kind of almost minor chug. I can't remember which song that was, but that was, I think, probably if I had to pull a favorite, I would say that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I go with probably if you had a vinyl, the first side is what would be played over and over.
The other thing about Power is all the album covers and all, you know, he does all this kind of stuff. All these magazines, collage stuff. His songs are like his. His songs are collagey, like his artwork.
So the artwork matches the songwriting
Well,
style.
okay, so I was curious about, you know, for a band that has that many albums, how much they represent all the different albums live. I looked them up on IMDb, and it looks like there's about 4 or 5 albums that they play like 4 songs from each, and then they played one each from looked like 21 different albums or something.
I've seen them like the last 7 times, and it's always that they promote the new album, so they play like 3 or 4 songs from that. And they know their audience. They know what people like. So they'll play Weed King. They'll play some of the really old stuff, Motor Away,
Game of Pricks.
You know, they know those albums are their classic albums, but they'll whip out stuff from the later period because there's a lot of gems on them.
Yeah, but it looked like maybe they hadn't been playing a lot in the last few years or something.
He's old.
Yeah. Okay.
As old as.
Older, maybe. Right? Their first album
You're not going to get me talk about age right now.
Their first album came out like 86, right?
Yes.
86.
That sounds right.
So.
But he was in a metal band before that. His name was Funny. And after he'd been with God of My Voice for a while, he got all those original guys together, and he did an album.
Oh,
with this
really?
band. Yeah. It's really good, actually.
What's that called?
Moping Swans.
Moping Swans.
That's a good name.
And he was like a college basketball player.
He's a sports guy.
Because he's like tall and athletic looking. Anyway, okay, cool. So we dug it. All right, Guided by Voices, Crawl Space in the Pantheon. And speaking of, this band started in '86. We're going to get to someone who I hadn't listened to one of their albums since 1986. Press to play.
That's your last McCartney? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And this is part of the deal. We're talking about the new Paul McCartney album. If anyone needs... Sir Paul McCartney.
Sir Paul McCartney. I want to hear what Lance thinks.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Awesome.
I mean, it's simple. I mean, yeah, and press to play. That's funny. That was like, I think, but you know, I'm almost in that camp because I remember listening to that album he did with David Gilmour and Ian Pace, where he was playing the old rock and roll songs. And that was a lot of fun. I think that might be the last thing I heard.
I love Ian Pace.
That was kind of his his real tribute to Linda. She wanted to do that before she died.
Ian Pace is such a... I mean,
he's my favorite. Like, if whenever people say who's your favorite rock drummer, I mean that's what I say. He can just do anything.
He's awesome.
Deep Purple has a new album coming out, by the way.
Oh,
it's called Splat.
Splat. The first 2 tracks from it, very good.
They're good,
dude. You are looking at 2 of the 5 people who bought the album Whoosh at Waterloo, right?
Yes.
I've continued to buy them.
I even bought their crappy COVID record.
That album sucks. That album is horrible. Don't buy the Deep Purple
It's not that
cover.
bad.
Anyway, it's a real legend.
Great drumming.
Whoosh album. Whoosh is great.
Whoosh is really good.
It's so grand, majestic, epic sounding, you know.
Well, and he's singing to his... I mean, that's interesting we're bringing up Deep Purple because...
Yeah.
Vocals. Like, Macca is a screamer, melodic, imitating Little Richard.
Yeah.
And God bless him, he's still trying to do that, and he's got nothing to prove. That's the way I look at it. Like, and his voice, he's writing songs to his voice now, right? And you get used to it. It's like, you know, old wine or something.
No, many of the older guys are doing it. Certainly Gillan is, and Deep Purple. I mean, it's just like, he's just writing to what he can do now. Yeah. And that's great.
Yeah.
That's why the newer songs sound good.
No shame in aging.
Yeah.
So...
I'm depressed.
No, okay, so for me, I feel like if they actually had a meeting before this album, like, what are we going to try to sound like? Is like a throwback to something like Ram or just straight. It's a straight ahead, like it's Paul McCartney being Paul McCartney.
It's just good pop songs.
Yeah,
good, well written pop songs.
Because there's some songs the opener,
which is what he does,
is As You Lie There, which is just like, if you had, like, you know, they're bound to come out with another comp. That's like a song that would have to be, you know, like, that could, if you had another, like, greatest hits comp, you'd have to have that song on there. I'm not sure what everyone's heard, but it looked like when I was going through it today on YouTube to get the titles, sorry, the song that had been listened to the most was the one with Ringo on it, which I didn't even...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the hit is the single that he played, Days We Left Behind. That's what he played on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's what he played on. Oh, okay. I love As You Lie There. I love Lost Horizon. The 2 openers, he started really strong with some rockers. And then, you know, he's never given up on trying to write a standard, you know? I mean, and trying. The motherfucker wrote Yesterday. He wrote the standard, you know? So, I mean, I'm not saying trying to write a standard, but he's still giving that a shot. And especially towards the end.
He also wrote Junior's Farm.
Yeah,
That's the ultimate pop song of all time. The ultimate rockin' pop song.
You know what's my favorite Paul McCartney solo song is Coming Up.
That's a good one.
You know, that was it's such a great single. It's just so infectiously catchy. I mean, there's this stuff like you know, from Band on the Run, that's just like his most progressive, mind blowing. But
well, that's from McCartney too, and that has
yeah.
a big separate cult following because of the temporary secretary and all the
Yeah.
like he's messing around with synthesizers and stuff.
Dude, Arrow Through Me from fucking that song
Back
is
to the
awesome.
Egg and Getting Closer.
And that bass playing is, I mean, okay, so I'm never
the
gonna
bass playing
say
on Junior's Farm. Boom 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 boom.
yeah.
You don't know that song.
Well, when I see the footage of I didn't get to, like, Darlene saw him at Fun at whatever Austin City Limits.
Yeah, I was there.
And when I watched the 3-hour show, and he's great at whatever he's playing, piano, guitar, but for me, it sounds like the Beatles when he starts playing bass again. Plus I'm a bass player, but man, it's like, that's where it really hits me in a sweet spot. You know, when I think it's the same effect with everybody. You know,
he's a highlight on that last Stones record. He plays bass on the song.
Man, we're gonna have to talk about the new one. I slammed the last one so hard, but anyway, we'll get to that.
Well, I'll say this about this album: the last one, the Egyptian something. I like this one better because that one sounds more forced. He's using the production is like he's trying to be, contemporary. This is more homespun and
like I was saying, I didn't hear any, but that's one of the things about this too. It's Giddy Brother. It feels relaxed in a good way.
Exactly.
It feels natural.
Yeah, it does.
Agreed.
The song with Ringo on it is Home to Us, which I like a lot. And there's a song that's very much, it seems, about John called Going South, right? Which, man, I mean, like I was going to say about the Guided by Voices, this one is rewarding on repeat listen. Like, I was just like, both albums I had a hard time getting my head around the first few times. Like, I was definitely like, they started with songs that are the easiest for me to digest, which are like kind of short rockers, before they really get into the more epic songwriting thing, but
I realized we listened to all old guys.
Oh yeah, this is like I'm so glad there's a
What'd
woman.
you expect, Bill Jeffrey?
I'm so glad there's the bass player on John Spencer is a woman, because otherwise it's the old white guy episode. Oh yeah.
Hey, here's the old guys. Woo!
Hey, we got to talk about something else. But anyway, I liked okay, here's another thing that's like chicken or the egg argument is there's a few times on this, and I'm thinking of the song Come Inside, which also seems to be featured as like a single, where I start to think of ELO, and I really like the production on this, and I was like, is this a Jeff Lynne production? But of course, when ELO got going, his intention was to be like a continuation of what the Beatles were doing at the end. So if you're saying the new Paul McCartney, it points, there's definitely some parts with that's like, well, that is some ELO style backup vocals, like right there. I'm not saying
Paul would hate you for saying that.
No, sorry, Sir Paul. There is some but like I said, it's a chicken or the egg argument,
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Lynne is a pretty great producer.
He got knocked because the Jeff Lynne sound was a little obnoxious at one point. But I mean, that Traveling Wilburys song, Handle with Care, would not be the same without him. And Mr. Blue Sky does sound like it could be on Revolver. Dum 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 dum.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, not to compare. I mean, the ELO stuff. They seem to have gotten more respect over time with their classic. I mean, I didn't expect for them to sell out the Moody Center.
Neither did Jeff.
Yeah.
I was really surprised.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. No, and this gets really, by the end of the album, it gets its most standard, and he's writing songs about his parents in the 40s, which there's a lot of reflection going on here, and Paul's 85 now, or he's born in...
No, he's like 83, probably 83 or 4.
Was he born in 42, right?
Some fan I am. I thought he was just
I just remember Ringo and John were both 40. And and then Paul and George was the youngest. So yeah, Paul might have been 40.
Lower 80s, not 85.
Well, okay, so my dad was born the exact same day as Ringo. Anyway, so there's songs at the end. Salesman Saint is nice, and Mama Gets By that are obviously like reflective, where it's like, at this point, like, he's the only one who remembers his parents, so if he doesn't tell their story, it's not a story anymore. You know what I mean? Sure. It's just like, so, you know, it harkens back to the 40s and stuff, which he always did. That was the part he gets dogged for on the Beatles
especially
catalog.
Yeah, he hates it. He called them his grandma music.
The grandma music. Well, shit, he leans into it at the end of this, and that's who he is. He's always done that, you know. And anyway, so
it's like that was the first beginning of Paul and John getting split apart, because that single "I'm the Walrus" and Penny Lane. What's the A side?
No, the A side is "Hello Goodbye."
I'm sorry, it's "Hello Goodbye."
I Am the Walrus,
and I'm the Walrus, and George Martin sided with Paul. That got to be the A side. It doesn't matter in the end. They both were monster hits, but that was the A side, and that pissed off John.
I mean, I can kind of see. I mean,
you heard it here first.
I think not.
It's in what 5 Beatles books.
Yeah, it's like in. So yeah.
Except I called the wrong song.
No, it's all. But to me, I think "I'm the Walrus" might be the best Beatles song, right?
It's
and I think lyrically,
never knows it, Mike.
Lyrically, "Hello Goodbye" might be the most trite Beatles song there is.
I know.
Like how you're so.
And yet he's still making records.
I'm so positive. You're so negative. I don't know how you can continue being so negative when I'm always so positive. Like.
I always thought that when it was Lennon McCartney's songwriting, it was like, Paul's like, got to admit it's getting better, and John's, it can't get much worse.
I remember that was quoted in some interview. It might have been the Paul interview or the John. It was one of them. And that was brought up specifically, that couplet.
In that "Hello Goodbye," though, he's doing negative and positive. It's basically all his songs.
But when you go listen to the demos from the Beatles, Abbey Road, and from reading the book about Revolution of the Mind, you read that about the recording sessions. It sounds like John wasn't coming in with a whole lot. He came in with 2 songs for Abbey Road because...
Back to the collage stuff. They had parts.
Right, but when you go listen to the demos of Lennon's parts from like that whole second side of Abbey Road, he just kind of had one riff with a vocal line. And Paul worked all of that shit in.
I mean, bottom line, Paul was ambitious and go-getter. Lennon's lazy.
Yeah. Well, John said it at one point.
Time.
He was like, Beatles were Paul's band. If me and Ringo were in charge, we'd have 5, maybe 6 albums just like everyone else. You know? And, no, there's a lot to be said. But also, going back, listening to the demos, I really love the song, I Got a Feeling. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And... Lennon's part is so memorable. It's like the hook, everybody had a good time. Yeah. Everybody had But when you go listen to demos, that's all Lennon had. It was just on its own.
I think a good example of those two working together is A Day in Life. Because it's that song could be a total beautiful downer. Then all of a sudden that bridge, woke up.
Yeah, well, and that's really obvious too. That's like almost like a Band on the Run shift or something, you know.
Oh man, I just thought of a funny story. Involved Daniel Johnston. So Daniel Johnston would play this one show a year at South by Southwest at Longhorn Ballroom, and they would have a band that. I guess Bill Anderson and
the Nightmares.
Lisa would put together.
With Danny and the Nightmares? Was it that one?
That's later.
Is that later? Okay.
But Daniel wouldn't come to practice, and Lisa Cameron was telling me this, and so Bill, I guess, or whoever had been playing with Daniel the most would it was Brian Beatty, would get everyone rehearsed on what he thought Daniel would want to play, but then Daniel would show up and just call out whatever, and you had to be ready to play it, right? So anyway, they rehearsed this show without Daniel, and then Daniel shows up to the show and everyone sets up behind him with no set list, and they're like, what do you want to play? And he goes, Band on the Run. But the thing is, and this according to Lisa, Bill Anderson goes, wait guys, I played this with another band. Just follow me.
That's so
and they actually played it.
Wow. Wow.
Uh-huh.
I love that story.
Uh-huh.
Very funny. That is very...
How many parts are in that?
I know, it's got, yeah.
By the way, the worst Paul McCartney song to karaoke is Jet, because it's so long.
Oh, yeah.
I tried that once. People were like, when are you getting off the stage?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I get that a lot. But...
Is Jet really that long a song?
It goes
karaoke.
on a while. Yeah. You know what? I shouldn't have tried karaoke. I tried to sing the Pet Shop Boys, What Have I Done to Deserve This, with Dusty Springfield, and sing both parts.
That checks out.
Yeah. Oh, boy. That is way too much. You need two people for that. Oh, my God. I was way in over my head. That was a mistake. Anyway, I'm supposed to go see Bloody Mama with Darlene.
I'm
Starring
sorry,
Shelley
like-
Winters.
Oh, shit. That's
Before
it.
we go, I just want to point
Uh-huh.
out, Twinsies.
Oh,
We're gonna,
yeah, you got
we're gonna go see Laser
Fire
Fire at Matinee Show.
Where is
in about
that?
2 hours at Nomads.
Oh, I'm gonna be there too.
I love
He
Laser
is.
Fire.
I'm going to San Antonio. to
Oh
play.
yeah, they're playing with.
I'm representing Lance
Yes.
at Laser Fire
I'm
at
gonna be at
Nomads.
Dillfest. I can't believe they didn't ask me to play Dillfest. What's up with that? But yeah, you're playing with Hickoids in San Antonio.
In San Antonio
Oh,
Ram
that sounds
Jam.
cool.
Oh, hey, but I've got 22 minutes to get to the movie.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
But I got this and this with the Paul McCartney. They gave me a tote bag and these old postcards. All right.
Nice.
Thanks for joining us once again. I can't believe I went that long. All right. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.